Hello, grade 12 STEM, and welcome back to our physics class. And this will be the last topic for our third quarter exam. Okay, so you need to listen well, and if you can't understand, you just pause and then repeat. And if still not, then just message me. Okay, so I will now share our screen or my screen so we can now start our lesson. Okay, so this will be our lesson for today. This is the Gauss's law. Gauss's law. Okay, this one is also connected to our main topic, or that is what we call the electric field. Right? This is also one of the um, things that we will know for us to solve for electric fields. Okay, so let us start. In the previous lesson, you have learned already that field lines are visual representations of the electric field. Okay, so on this figure, electric fields are the arrows, right? These are the electric fields. If we have a positive charge, this is always going out, right? Puro siya papalabas. And of course, our electron, which is the negative, it always receiving or papasok. Okay? The positive always passes its charge, and the electric or the electron or the negative charge always receiving positive charges. Okay? And then so on and so forth. Okay? It's just a quick review about the electric field. Okay. The summation of the numbers is equal to the strength of that particular electric field. Right? So the force or the strength or the density of the electric field traveled to a particular space, okay, it will base on its number of lines or number of charges. Okay? So kung mas marami yung lines or electric field na lumalabas dyan, ibig sabihin mas malakas yung flow or mas malakas yung strength, okay, ng electric field. So that is why we call this summation. Okay, summation of their numbers equal to the strength of that particular electric field. Kung mas marami, mas malakas. Kung mas konti, mas mahina. Okay? The number of these field lines depends the magnitude of the electric field, the surface area, and the angle of orientation of the surface. Last time, in our last topic, which is what we call the electric flux, right? I uh, I change, okay, the electric fields into fish, and this plane or this surface, okay, yung surface na yan is I exampled as the net. Okay, so the electric field, okay, that passes through this surface, okay, it depends on the orientation of the surface. Diba? Meron tayong tatlong main orientation of this plane, right? Yung straight, which is, okay, ito yung ating, for example, these are the electric fields, okay? Dadang sa dyan, and these are perpendicular to the surface. That means it will catch a lot of charges or electric field. So kapag perpendicular siya or straight or perpendicular siya doon sa ating mga electric fields, mas marami siyang makakatch. Right? If our plane is just like this, so meron siyang angle, my angle is because if we will go here and the charge will go up there. So if you will see, hindi siya straight, so it has an angle. Okay? So kapag medyo tabi niya siyang ganyan, of course, mas konti din yung makukuha niyang electric fields. And if the surface is parallel to the electric field, of course, wala siyang makakatch. Correct? Those are the three different orientations of the surface. It depends on the surface kung gaano kadami, okay, at gaano kalakas the density, the magnitude of the electric field. Okay? So the mathematical relationship between charges are dito yung mga positive and negative, right? Electric field, these are the lines, and electric flux, this is the surface passing through, okay, or this is the surface that is used to just like to catch the charges or the electric fields is also known as Gauss's law. Gauss's law. Okay, so if we will consider, for example, we in a problem there is a combination of charge and electric field, and we need to find its electric flux. We can use Gauss's law. Okay, for example, in a problem we have electric flux and charges. Okay, we will find the electric field. We can also use the Gauss's law. Okay, so kumbaga, this will be the just like the general formula, okay, that we are that we can use, okay, in order for us to answer different problems that includes electric field. Okay, so we have this Gauss's law, Gauss's law, Gauss's law. Okay, so Gauss's law is applicable for any given charge distribution and for any closed figure. Applicable for any given charge. So it's either positive or negative, and for any closed figure. Okay, but in this chapter or class, we are just concentrating only on okay, two closed figures or closed surface. Kapag sinabing closed, that is automatically three-dimensional, 3D. Okay? In our electric flux discussion, we are just pertaining into a 2D, right? It's either a triangle, it's either a square or a rectangle. That is only 2D. But here in Gauss's law, we can use this formula to answer problems regarding electric field that is just like enclosed in a closed surface or enclosed inside a 3D surface. Okay? So, ito yung pinaka-application ng ating Gauss's law. It can be used to calculate the electric field if the charge distribution is provided. See, we can use the Gauss's law if we need to find electric field. Hindi lang iisa yung formula electric field at electric flux. Okay? And also calculate the charge distribution if the magnitude of the electric field is a given. We can understand more about this doon sa mga susunod na slides pa natin. So this will be the general formula for the Gauss's law. As you can see here, This is the symbol for the electric flux, right? Electric flux. It's because this one is the phi, or what we call phi. Phi or phi, and if is for the electric. Okay, so electric flux is equivalent to, this sign is integral, okay? The integral of the electric field, okay, multiplied by the d of A, or the area that is enclosed. Okay? Or as simple as the quantity, or the Q is this is what they call the charge. Q is the charge enclosed over this EO. Ano yung EO na yan? Malalaman natin sa mga susunod na, no, it's already here, I should say. EO, which is the electric constant. Electric constant. And malalaman nyo mamaya what will be the, tawag dito, yung kanyang pinaka equivalent. Okay? Equivalent na equation or number. Okay, so this will be the um, general formula for the Gauss's law. We have charge of the charge in the enclosed figure over the electric constant. Okay, so if we have a given charge, okay, ang charge is we have the coulombs, right? Yung coulombs, this will be the coulomb. So we have the charge divided by the electric constant. So we can find the electric flux. Okay? Ito, baka malito kayo, baka sabihin niyo, sir, but ang sinasabi niyo is electric flux pa din, Gauss's law na tayo. Gauss's law is the name of the process, is the name of the general form. But we are finding only three, okay, main. We can find for the electric flux, we can find for the electric field, or the magnitude of the electric field, and also we can also find for the charge. So ito lang yung mga hinahanap natin. So kapag sinabing Gauss's law, ito lang yung process. Ito lang yung parang pinakapangalan ng general form or general formula para mahanap ang isa sa mga to. Okay? So we have the electric flux. Electric flux is equivalent to the charge over the electric constant. This will be the general formula in find or using this Gauss's law. Okay? Tandaan nyo to ha, Q over just like E0. Q over E0. Q over E0, that is electric flux. This is how they derived. Okay, it's because if I will derive it here, it will just like mas lalo kayo maguguluhan kapag nag-derive pa ako dito. So I will just go straight to the main formula. Okay, this will be the main formula. Okay, so kung natandaan nyo doon sa ating electric flux, we already have the EA. Correct? E is the electric field and A is for the area. And sometimes if we have an angle, we will put cosine theta. Okay? Ito yung electric flux na ginagamit natin. Pero, the problem is, if we are using this one, we are just about to find the electric flux itself. Paano naman kapag hinahanap natin si E? Hanapin naman natin si area. It's hard. Okay? So, it's advisable to use the Gauss's law in order for us to understand or to identify all the parts that we are needing. Electric flux, electric field, and then the charge. Kasi dito hindi mo makuha si charge. Di ba? Kasi si E, there's another formula for this. Right? So, kumbaga, this will be the combination of all the formulas. The Q over E0. Okay? The enclosed surface pertained to, in the Gauss's law, is usually imaginary. Hindi namang pagkat sinabing 3D ang ating pinaka-main resources or pinaka-main source ng ating formula, eh, this one is visible. No, this one is only imaginary, hypothetical, or arbitrary. Kumbaga, you are just imagining. What if? Okay, those are the hypothetical words. So this surface is most commonly called as the Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface. Okay? So tataka kayo, ano kaya yung mga 3D na sinasabi ni Sir? Sabi ko, ganyan. Malaman din mamaya. Okay, the equation of Gauss's law basically states that the total electric flux passing through a closed surface is proportional to the net electric charge inside this closed surface divided by the electric permittivity of free space. So if I will draw an example of this one, okay, for example, I will draw a sphere. Okay? Sphere na ba yan? Imagine this one as a sphere. And inside, I have the proton, which is the main, that's like main source of the positive charges. And that positive charges needs to move out, right? Move out is because the work or the main job of the proton is to pass its charge to the electron. So lalabas yan doon sa ating 3D object. The thing here is, yung sinasabing proportional to the net electric charge, for example, we have here the Q. This will be our charge, right? These are the charges of the Q. And we also have the area, right? Kung gaano kalaki yan, it will be the area. Okay? And I will get a sample part. For example, I will get a sample part here. Kapag sinabing proportional, kung lalabas ang isang charge dito, lalabas din yung if this one is the Q, isang kulay. This is proportional to another charge. Okay? That is the main explanation of how we call this as the proportional to the net electric charge. Okay? So meron tayong dalawang charges dito proportional sa isa't isa. So, ibig sabihin nun, if they are proportional, the other will become zero. The other will become the first one, something like that. Okay? So, proportional siyang ganyan nalalabas. That is just a simple explanation of this one. If you want to learn more about this one, there are a lot of videos. Okay, para mas maintindihan nyo kung you want to explore more about this topic. Okay? Our main goal here is to just show you how to solve. Okay? So if you want to learn how electric flux or how Gauss's law found or derived, then you can search for videos. There are a lot of videos. Okay, so we have here some symbols and units respectively. Okay, so we have here the electric flux. This will be the symbol for electric flux. That's what I'm saying. Electric field is the big letter E. The surface area, work force, big letter A. Electric charge, which is small q or big Q. Sabi yung mga charges kanina. Electric flux, Newton meter squared per coulomb. Electric field is Newton per coulomb. And then surface area meter square, and then the charge, of course, we have only the coulomb. Okay? We'll just review this because we already know those. Okay, so this will be the main value of the electric constant. Right? Yung sinasabi kanina, electric constant or E0, this will be 8.85 by 10 raised to negative 12. We will use this always. Hindi pwedeng mawala yan kasi part siya ng formula natin. Okay? So we have 8.85 by 10 raised to negative 12. And its unit, take note, we have the coulomb squared over the Newton and then meter squared. Okay? Surface charge density, surface charge density. So we have this kind of symbol. If I'm not mistaken, this is sigma. Kung mali ako, comment nyo na. Basta parehas lang. If we are studying statistics, this is the same as the standard deviation. Correct? This is standard deviation. Yeah. And then for the surface charge density, okay, this one is surface charge. Surface charge. Surface charge. This is particularly in one 3D object that we will tackle later. And this is also part of another 3D object, the linear charge density, or parang Y na binaliktad. I forgot the name of this one in Greek letters. I forgot this one. Okay, so we have C over m squared for the surface charge density, and C over m for the linear charge density. Okay, so those are just the symbols in the units. Okay, so these are what we call, this yung sinasabi kong mga 3D objects na ating i-pursue or we will do a problem solving. Okay? The first one is a sphere. Of course, we all know sphere. Example of a sphere, yung ating basketball. Okay? Lahat ng bola. Diba? Those are sphere. If I will draw a sphere, it looks like this. Yung sphere ko kasi hindi perfect. Yeah. This is an example of a sphere, okay? It must be a 3D object. Then we have the cylinder. Yeah, it's a cylinder. Excuse me for that one. Okay. So we have here the sphere and the cylinder. So these are the two, what we call imaginary 3D objects that are related to the Gauss's law. Okay, so Gauss's law is most beneficial when there is a symmetrical charge distribution. Kapag sinabing symmetrical, if the charge will go here and go there, they are the same. If the charge is at the center and if one to move out, they are all the same. That's what we call symmetrical charge distribution. Okay? And also this one is for the plane or the planar. And this one is, we already know that is about the electric flux. Okay, so we will concentrate only these two, the sphere and the cylinder. Let's do some examples. Yeah. So let's apply the Gauss's law. We will start on the sphere. The electric field's direction is radial, okay? And that the magnitude of the electric field is equal throughout the spherical surface. That's why it's called a symmetrical, right? Symmetrical dun sa sinasabi application ng Gauss's law. Okay? So this is an example of a sphere. Paano ba i-apply si sphere? So this will be the main formula if we have a surface or a 3D sphere. Okay? That's why we have 4 pi r squared. This is the area or the surface area of a sphere. It's because we need to find how big is the area of that one so we can calculate how many electric fields can be passed through that surface. Kung gaano kalakas at gaano kadami yung electric fields. Okay? And of course, our main problem, or main formula, I should say, main formula for the electric flux. Okay, E stands for electric field. Okay, so electric field are concentrating only the lines. Hindi tayo mag-concentrate doon sa flux or yung mga lines na nag-pass through na doon sa surface. We are just pertaining to the lines inside the object. Okay, that is the electric field. So we have the final formula. We will just combine this one. So ginawa lang is it divide both sides. Okay, it divides both sides by 4 pi r squared. So maging 1 times q or simply q. So inisip ko yung kanina, sabi ko, siya rin naman, q din naman din. And we have 4 pi, the constant, and then r squared. Of course, if we have a sphere, meron tayong radius, meron tayong charge. Ay, yun lang yung ating pinaka dalawang given. The charge and the radius. Okay? That is how we can apply Gauss's law if we have an or if we have a sphere, okay, extra surface into our problem. Okay, that is for a sphere. Field of a uniform line charge. If we have a long line such as a wire, for example, we have this as a wire, okay, and we have charges here, we have protons, we can imagine or we can calculate the electric field passing through that one using the cylinder. Okay? So, paano gagamitin yan? For example, you will just calculate the electric field passing through inside only this limit or limited wire. For example, ang gusto mo lang gamitin ang gusto mo lang i-calculate is 2 meters ng wire or 3 meters or 5 kilometers ng wire kung gusto mo. Okay? So, merong limit yung ating ginagawa. So, we can use the cylinder para ma-cut siyang ganyan. That's why we are just imagining. Okay? So, that is the field of a uniform line charge. The electric charge is uniformly distributed along a long line such as a wire, and the whole charge present on the line contributes to the field at any point. Okay, just like this. That's what I'm saying. So if the formula in the sphere, we will just divide both sides by the surface area formula of the sphere doon sa ating electric flux na Q over E0. Dito naman, we will change into just like this. We have two formulas, or we have two formulas that we are need to memorize. The first one is the electric field. Electric field is equivalent to yung Y kanina. This is the what we call linear charge density. Correct? This was the linear charge density. Linear charge density over 2 pi 2 pi the constant and then r. This is also the surface area of the cylinder. Okay? Surface area of the cylinder. And if you are finding the electric flux itself, okay, using this Gaussian imaginary cylinder, you can use this linear density multiplied by the L, which is the length or how long. Kung gaano gusto mo is 2 meters lang, you can calculate for the electric flux. Okay? Over the constant. Okay? And I forgot to put here, if you are finding for the charge, you can use the formula linear density multiplied by the length. As simple as that. Okay? So those are the three formulas if we have a cylinder as our 3D object. Okay, a 3D imaginary object. So you need to memorize. Okay? Sa sphere, again, we have E equals ano pa nakamot ko na? Q over 4 pi constant r squared. Correct? And here we have three. Electric field is linear density over 2 pi constant r. Electric flux, I should say, is the linear density multiplied by the length over the constant. And if you are just finding the charge, you just multiply linear density multiplied by the length. Okay? Let us apply those formulas to our problems here. Just a reminder, for any given point charge or any spherical charge distribution, use the formula for spherical symmetries. And of course, if the problem is about spherical charge, use the spherical symmetries or yung formula natin. For uniform line charge, kapag line charge ang pinag-uusapan, papasok dito yung ating cylindrical symmetry. Okay? Para meron tayong pinaka main clue na word. Okay? So this is an example of electric flux. It's because we need to find the electric flux through the Gaussian surface. Okay? So if one electron contains a negative charge, remember this thing, negative charge of 1.6 by 10 raised to negative 19 coulombs, what will be the electric flux through a Gaussian surface that has 100 electrons? Okay, it seems like if we will find the given the given values here inside our problem, we can see two, right? If we have coulomb, this is charge. So that is automatically will be the Q. It's 1.6 by 10 negative 19 coulombs. Remember, this one is negative. Okay? How about the 100 electrons? Where do I put 100 electrons? Lagay ko ba yan sa E? Is that the electric flux? Is that the another charge? Is it the surface area? Diba? So wala siyang pupuntahan na isasama yan. It's because we already have one charge. So here, yung 100 electrons na yan is just, kumbaga, pampalito lang sa ating solution. Okay? So don't mind the 100 electrons. Okay? Since we already have one given, we can now solve for the electric flux. Right? Ano bang formula ng electric flux natin? Using the Gaussian surface. Electric flux is equivalent to Q over the electric constant. Right? Remember, our electric, the electric constant is equivalent to 8.85 by 10 raised to negative 12. Kalimutan ko yung kanyang dito. Yung kanyang unit. The unit is C square or Coulomb squared, Newton, and the square meter. Okay, dapat kompleto. Now, let us put those two given doon sa ating formula. We have 1.6 by 10 raised to negative 19C over 8.85 by 10 negative 12 C squared over N M squared. Nakalimutan nyo naman, paano mag-divide ng scientific notation? Gagawin natin siya by part. So 1.6 divided by 8.85 is 1.6 divided by 8.85. Actually, I have an answer here. We have 0.181. Okay. Copy. So just copy. Copy 10 also. And we have negative 19. Since division, we need to minus negative 12. Okay? Okay, so what is negative 19 minus negative 12? Of course, this will become plus. So negative 19 plus 12 is negative 7. Correct? Okay, how about the units? I will put one there. So I'll put just like this. So it will become C. This one C multiplied by N, M squared over C squared times 1 is C squared. Right? Okay. Now, since here we can cancel some of the units. Okay, so we can cancel 1 coulomb. So the lower part will have only 1 coulomb. Now let us simplify this one. 0.181 by 10 raised to negative 7. We can write this one as 1.81 by 10 raised to negative 6. Okay? Okay, konting review. Nag-move ako pa-right. Kapag pa-right, what we will do? Plus or minus? Kapag nagpa-right tayo, Okay? Nagpa-right tayo, so that is plus. Correct? So, pa-plus tayo. So, negative 7 plus 1 is negative 6. And then the final unit will be n meter squared over c. And this will be the final answer. 1.81 multiplied by 10 raised to negative 6 Newton square meter over coulombs. Okay? That is the electric flux na hinahanap natin. Okay, copy. If you want to copy, if you want to practice, then you can copy this one. Next one, let us check. So we are correct. We have 1.8 by 10 raised to negative 6 Newton square meter over the coulombs. I forgot just to put the negative is because we have a negative charge, so automatically we will put negative sign. Okay? So negative. Okay? Another example. What if the example just like this? A solid sphere, ayan, meron tayong imaginary sphere that has a radius of 14 meters contains a total uniformly distributed positive charge of 25. This one is micro, right? Microcoulombs on its surface determine the electric field at 15 meters from the sphere's center. So, ano yung ating hinahanap? Or ano yung mag-given muna natin? Ang given natin is we have the radius 1, which is 14, radius 2, which is 15. Okay? We also have the charge, which is 25 microcoulombs. Okay? So those are only our given. Tatlong given natin. So ano yung makukuha natin dyan? Pag-aaralan natin dito sa ating problem. It says here that we need to determine the electric field at 15 meters. So, hindi natin pakikialaman si 14 kasi hindi naman siya sinali. Kumbaga nasa problem lang siya pero hindi siya sinali sa tanong. Determine the electric field at 15 meters from the sphere's center. So si 15 ang gagamitin nating radius, hindi si 14 meters. Okay? Okay, now remember the remember the formula. That's because I will stop sharing for this one and I will move to our whiteboard para medyo mas malawang yung ating pagsusulatan. Okay? Again, our given, we have R is 15 meters in meters. And then we have and then we have our charge, which is equivalent to 25 microcoulombs. If you still remember, yung micro has its own value, correct? So ang value ni micro is 1 multiplied by 10 raised to negative 6. So remember that one. So ang ating Q or final Q or charge is 25 by 10 raised to negative 6 coulombs. Okay, tandaan. But if your given has a micro, you need to apply this given value first. The 1 multiplied by 10 raised to negative 6. Okay, since we have now these two given, let us put the formula using the sphere. Anong hinahanap natin kanina? Ang hinahanap natin ay si electric field or yung magnitude ng electric field. Okay? So you have the formula E is equal to uh, Q over 4 pi constant R squared. Let us put every given here. Q is 25 by 10 raised to negative 6 coulombs all over 4 pi. Our E is 8.85 by 10 raised to negative 12. Oops, I forgot the sign for the unit. C squared and M squared multiplied by the radius, which is 50 meters squared. Okay, so this will be the final positions of the given. Okay, and then let us solve for the lower part. So I will just copy the upper part. So for the lower part, since this one, yung part na to makakaroon ng m squared. Tama? So, makakancel yung m squared at m squared. But of course, still, this one, it needed to be squared. Okay? So we will multiply 4 pi multiplied by 8.85 by 10 raised to negative 12 times 15 squared. So if I will put that one in our calculator, the answer will be like this. 2.502. Marami pang number yan. Ang ginawa ko lang is nag-round off lang ako. Multiplied by 10 raised to negative 8. Since m squared are cancelled, I will just put c squared over n. Okay? And after that one, we will use now we will apply our learnings on how to divide scientific notations. Unahin muna natin yung mga numbers. So 25 divided by 2.502 is 9.99 multiplied or times, copy those, copy 10, negative 6 minus negative 8, the answer is positive 2. Okay? And then, multiply this like that, and c over c squared. Sige, ipakita ko dito. Lakihan ko ha. Kung paano nakuha. Since c is only 1, so automatic meron siyang 1 as denominator. So, kayo nalagyan yan. C times n is nc. C squared times 1 is c squared. Okay? That is how we did it. So, buburin ko yan para may space pa tayo. And since meron tayong C on both parts, upper and lower, and matitira lang dito ay C, and so our final answer will be 9.99 times 10 squared n over C. So this is now the electric field that we need to find. Okay, 9.99 by 10 squared Newton per coulomb. Okay, this is the first example for sphere. Number 1. Okay, screenshot, copy, or just replay, then practice. this. Okay? Number 2 example. I will go back to our yeah. So our answer here is 999 NC, okay, or it's 9.99 multiplied by 10 squared n over c. Okay? Excuse me. Now, second example. Find the electric flux of a point charge Q, positive charge 1.9 coulomb, surrounded by a sphere with radius 1.3 meters centered on charge. Again, this is about the sphere. Okay, sphere pa rin tayo. So, we will still use our formula, which is uh, E equals Q over 4 pi constant R squared. Correct? Kasi nagdulos na naman ang ating connection. Okay, connecting po ang aking tab. Ayan, so pabalik tayo doon. Ayan, okay. So we will back dito sa ating problem. So let's now solve for this one. Let us write. Let us now write the following formula, which is E equals excuse me, Q over nag-iba na naman yung ating okay. Okay, so let's solve now. E is equal to Q over 4 pi constant R squared. Correct? So let us put each of those. Q, we have 1.9 coulombs all over kasi mahaba-haba yan. 4 pi. Our E is 8.85 by 10 raised to negative 12 coulomb squared Newton meter squared. Multiply again by our radius, which is 1.3 meters squared. Okay? Then next one, I will just copy 1.9 coulombs over. Okay, the answer for the lower part, again, I will cancel m squared, squared pa din yung 1.3. The answer for that one is, okay, the answer for that one is 111.21. Okay, you can also try to press those in your calculator para yung tama yung ginagawa natin. Okay? Raised to negative 12 c squared over n. Okay? And then, hindi pa siya na-multiply doon sa isa, which is 1.69. Okay? Next, 1.9 c all over. Ayan, multiply ko siya sa 1.69 natin. So it will become 111.21 multiplied by 1.69 is equal to 187.9 by 10 raised to negative 12 c squared over n. Okay, so then and then this one, the next one is we will now put here 10 raised to 0, okay, para magkaroon tayo ng scientific notation sa taas. So we have 1.9 divided by 187.1 is 0.0101. Okay? Multiplied by 10 raised to negative or positive 12. Because it will become 0 minus negative 12, that is positive 12. And then our unit will become n over c. Let us simplify. So it will become 1.01 by 10 raised to 10 and c. Okay, this is for the electric field, but we need to find the electric flux. Okay, so dito, since we already found E, we will use the formula for the electric flux. Electric flux is equal to EA, right? Where A is the surface area. Correct? So gagawin lang natin, we will just multiply 1.01 by 10 raised to 10 and over C multiplied by our A, which is 4 pi r squared or 1.3 meters squared. Okay, and if we will multiply those, the answer you can see for yourself. If you will press those numbers in your calculator, the answer will become 2.14 by 10 raised to 11 and m squared over c. So this will be the final answers because we are finding the electric flux. Bakit natin inuna si E or si electric field? It's because in electric flux formula, we need to find also the value of E. Okay? So inuna natin si E na kinuha. So after finding the E, we will multiply it to the surface area, which is 4 pi r squared or 4 pi 1.3 meters squared. Okay, multiply by the E. So we have the final answer, 2.14 by 10 raised to 11 and m squared over c. Okay, that's the third example. Okay, last example na tayo ha. Last example, and that one is about the cylinder naman tayo. Okay, so tapos na tayo sa sphere, tapos na tayo sa general ng Gauss's law. Okay, and then yung cylinder naman tayo. Okay. I-clear ko muna sila ha. Oops. Yan. Okay. Let us now proceed to the next one. Okay. Let's now proceed to the next one. Okay. This will be the last example, okay? A copper of wire, a copper of wire that has a radius of 2 millimeters contains a surface charge density of 5 microcoulomb per meter. This one is meter only, there's no squared. Okay? Burahin nyo yung squared. Squared is not part here. Okay? Hindi kasama si squared ha. Determine the total charge present in a 2-meter long section. So, hahatiin natin yung wire into 2 meters only. So, yun ang hahanapin natin. Okay? That's the limit. 2-meter long section of the copper wire and the magnitude of the electric field at a distance of 10 centimeters from the wire. So that will be our radius. 10 cm will be the radius. Okay, let us put their givens. Okay, we have medyo naghahanga tong aking laptop tsaka tablet. Stop sharing ko ulit. Then share screen ulit. Then go here ulit. Okay, we'll go to my whiteboard now. So just remember those. Okay. Hindi ko magamit sa tablet. Nakakainis. Okay, so we have this now. Now I will share the screen with my friend. So remember those. We have 5 microcoulomb over meters. Okay. And the 2-meter long and the 10 centimeter long and the 2 millimeters. Okay. If I will draw that one here, I will share the screen. I'll stop sharing first. And I will share. Okay. Share the screen of my friend. So this is the screen of my friend. Okay. Okay. So if I will draw the problem, it looks like this. If we have a wire, so these are all the charges, okay? And since if we have a long wire, automatically we have an imaginary, change the color. This one is the hard way. Okay, we'll just change. I forgot how to change the color. This one, good. I'll change the color of this one so I can draw the imaginary cylinder. Okay, so for example, this one is the imaginary cylinder. And we have some given facts. So we have the radius of the wire, which is 2 millimeters. Okay, and the charge inside or flowing inside is 5, since it one is micro coulomb, so it will become 5 times 10 raised to negative 6 coulomb per meter. Again, ang equivalent mong micro na yan is 1 by 10 negative 6. That's why I put it in. Okay? And then, we need to find the, tawag dito, yung ating charge if we have only 2 meters. Okay, no, it's 2 centimeters, I should say. 2 centimeters, right? 2 centimeters long, okay? And we have the radius of our cylinder, which is 10 centimeters. This one is meters. Ayan. So kapag i-drawing natin yung ating problem, ito yung magiging itsura niya. Okay? So this will be the wire, and this is the imaginary cylinder, and these are the parts and the values of each part. Okay? Now, let's solve for this one. Unahin natin kunin, okay, si charge. And our charge is equivalent to linear density multiplied by the length. Okay? And our linear density is actually 5 times 10 raised to 6 coulomb per meter. Okay? That is one chart. That is one of our given. Okay? It is density. And then multiplied by the length, kano ka um kano kahaba yung ating wire na sinusolve, that is 2 meters. So easy. How to multiply those? So it will just become 2 times 5 is 10 by 10 raised to negative 6 coulombs. Okay, why only coulomb is because meter and meter will be cancelled. And we will finalize our answer since 10 is not a scientific notation. So gawin natin siyang scientific notation. So it will become 1.0 by 10 raised to negative 5 coulombs. This is the first question. We need to find the charge. Okay, so ito yung charge na sinasabi. 10 or 1 by 10 raised to negative 5 coulombs. Diba? Ang charge is coulombs only. Correct? So this is the coulombs. Okay, screenshot for this one. And then for the last one, okay, we have to find the electric field using the cylinder formula, correct? So our cylinder formula is E equals Q. Q over, oh, it's not Q, sorry. It's not Q, it must be the linear density over 2 pi constant R, okay? So anong value ni linear natin kanina? We have 5 by 10 raised to negative 6 coulomb per meter all over 2 pi constant, which is 8.85 by 10 raised to negative 12 coulomb squared Newton meter squared. Okay, multiplied by the radius. Our radius is 10 centimeters. So we will convert centimeters into millimeters. So ang 10 centimeters is 0.1 meters. Okay, so this one is 0.1 meter. Okay, so if I will solve for the lower part using the calculator, okay, you can use also your calculator para mas masundan natin. Copy ko muna yung nasa taas. Over the answer in the lower part is 5.56 by 10 raised to negative 12 coulomb squared n m. It's because m and m here is already cancelled. So isang m na lang naiwan. And then solve for the scientific notation. What is 5 divided by 5.56? We have 0.899. Okay? Multiplied by 10. That is negative 6 minus 12 or minus negative 12. That is positive 6. Okay? And then multiply, multiply. It will become nmc over c squared m. So cancel the m, cancel the c, isang sila lang may iwan. So we have n over c. Tama kasi ang electric field is n over c only. And we have the final answers because this one is not yet part of the scientific notation. So i-move natin dito. Okay, papa-negative siya. That is minus 1. So we have 8.99 by 10, 5, n over c. This is now for the electric field. Okay? So from dito, yung list natin. Sige, pakita ko yung list natin. So from here, kung sasabihin natin kanina, oop, 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 oop. Ayaw niya ha. Okay? So from this, okay, yung problem natin, we solve for the charge, okay? And then we also solve for the electric field, okay? It's because that is what the problem says that we need to find, okay? The charge in the electric field, okay? So I will now end this one. I will now stop sharing and then I will just send. Ayan, ito yung sagot ha, kung tama tayo. So our answer here is this. We have 1.0 times 10 raised to 5, negative 5 I should say, C, that's for the charge, and the magnitude or the electric field, we have 8.99 by 10 raised to 5 n over C. So we are correct. Okay, so I will stop sharing. So this will be the end of our discussion and this will be the end of the third quarter. So please review well if you have questions. Okay, yung pointers natin is yung electric flux, and then this Gauss's law. Okay? So medyo marami sa Gauss's law kasi meron tayong sphere and then cylinder. Okay? So if you have questions, i-chat nyo lang ako sa GC para masagot ko yung mga tanong ninyo. Okay? So see you again next time and good luck to exams. Bye!